Black at ND. It's your girl D, and alongside me I have my lovely co-host. Euda, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, I'm Euda. I've been here for like a month now, and you know we still out here. So.
Yeah.
Blake?
How you doing? I'm Blake, senior.
He trying to be like real cool. He was just talking real loud. Now he want to be like real chill.
But I'm here still.
You know, Keith Sweat has this thing in the evening where he talks to the women. He be like, "Yeah, baby." So Blake, you so Blake, you're the Black and Indie Keith Sweat.
He trying to put on his cool voice
really
for the
trying.
podcast.
At 7
Okay.
o'clock, my deep voice come through.
My
Yeah,
God.
that's what he says now. Okay, so it's Emorja. You know who I am by this point. So we want to just kick it off. So D, what you got to talk to us about?
Yes, all good things. I just want to discuss the events that are happening on campus because 2 weeks ago, I was having talk with freshmen and they were like, we don't know like what to do, what to see, and we're also contemplating leaving. And I'm like, it ain't even been a month yet. Yeah, they're like unhappy here. And just, the whole white culture shock thing is very real. And for some people that can like either make them brace themselves for this space or potentially prepare to exit this space. And I was one of those people considering leaving Notre Dame my freshman year. And what, influenced me to stay was part of the events that they have on campus. So I know this Thursday, Shades of Ebony is doing their ND Classified event where they basically talk about all things ND related to student experiences, such as dating, finding your community, and things like that. And so I think that would be an important event for everyone to go out to if you can in Walsh Hall, I think 6 or 7, Walsh fam. And another event that's happening for the Race Relations Week is George Floyd's brother is coming here. Yes, and I was just about to say that you can sign up via the Keough School's website. Yes, it's your school, right?
Yeah,
via the Keough School's website, click the link, sign up, and then you'll get an email sent that notifies you that you actually signed up for the talk. I think it's going to be very great, and I'm excited for it.
I know they have like 250 is the cap, I think, or something like that. So yeah, y'all please sign up.
Sign up.
I need to hurry up and sign up.
Seats will be gone.
Do it tonight. No, that's what's up though. Euda, what you got?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about R.Kelly.
I like your jacket too though.
Yes,
thank
very,
you.
very. I traveled the world like.
I know, right? Yeah, she had to let us know that she's
Paris.
not from here, but it's okay though.
Paris, it's got Eiffel Towers on it. Yeah, so I feel like we all know about R.Kelly and his recent conviction finally, and so I wanted to specifically talk about the idea of an open secret, which is a thing that I feel like I heard a lot around the Me Too movement, where people were like, oh, everyone knew about Harvey Weinstein, everyone knew about, I don't know, all these other like men who got quote unquote Me Too'd. Yeah. And just the fact that I didn't know about any of these, right? Like, or even Bill Cosby, I think, right? It's like everyone knew that
Keith
Bill
Cliff
Cosby had done these things, and then like now, decades later, is when we're finally prosecuting him, when it like goes trending on Twitter, right? And like, what do you guys think about this idea? Because I feel like, especially as someone who is starting in a new place, so again, I've been here at Notre Dame for about a month. All of you guys have been here for years. So there are things that I feel like you guys would assume that everyone knows about Notre Dame, that it's an open secret, but I just got here. Like, when do I, right? Like, when do I get the rundown of who not to be in a closed office with? You know what I mean?
Thank God,
like,
I haven't found anybody yet. I'm sure, well, not yet.
I've heard
I haven't found anyone.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, like, how do we stop protecting these trash men?
True.
Like, how do we actually stop this idea of an open secret and this idea of everyone already knows? Because there's a lot of people who don't know, and that's how they keep getting victims.
True.
Right.
Very true. And then sometimes I think people know because sometimes people like the risk. And they'll keep going back to it until eventually maybe one day they're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And not to say that what they've done is less than the next person, but I heard something today, as a matter of fact. I don't know if it was her that was singing the song, but there was a line in a song where she said, "I'll molest you." And I'm going to find the song, and next week I'll talk about it on the show. But what it makes me think about is that women can also molest men just like men can molest women. And sometimes we forget that. I guess because men are seen as superior in some cases and the dominant, but There's some strong women out there too.
Right.
Yeah, right. But also men can be intoxicated or
Yes.
drugged or any
Yeah.
of these other things that make them vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right. But it's also like a question of, is it your responsibility to then tell every new girl, right? Like, I feel like there's this idea,
That's
at least in
interesting.
Black culture, of, oh, like there's the uncle that everyone knows that you're not allowed to like hang out with,
Yeah.
right? And we like keep the kids away from him and all that. Like, at what point do we call the police and say,
You're right.
we're all living with a predator? Like,
I get it.
like, or do we just keep hush hush and we just keep, or we try to, you know?
I think that's a valid question. Me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm always saying stuff like, cause I just don't play that. And I think even when I think about my own family and certain family experiences, it's definitely an open secret. And I'm like, I agree with you. Let's not protect these people. Because it's like you're shooing the kids or the women or whoever away,
Yeah.
and you're still giving this man or this woman the space to be who they are.
Yeah.
I've learned so much stuff in my family. I'm just like, you guys allow me to be around this person?
Yeah.
And
And it's true.
I'm an
Yeah.
adult learning
Yeah.
these things, or just things that happened when I wasn't born, and I'm like, we've been enabling certain behaviors.
And
for
that's
sure.
the truth. Because secrets, what I've learned after I was, finding out my family history, about even finding who my real grandfather was, after, one of my relatives denied that it was him. One thing about it, secrets build communities. And when you break those communities, everything opens up. Everyone's secret is revealed. So it's like now you're going back, you're deconstructing all of these ideas that have been implanted and that we've shared with our family, and reconstructing the truth. When it's like, what do we say and what do we not say? What things go with us to the grave, and which ones do we feel like we can discuss and be okay with? So and that happens a lot, especially in Black communities and Black families.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then
that, sorry, go on.
Oh, thank you. And then in Black families, you don't want to be labeled a snitch. That's, in
Yeah.
Black communities, that's probably one of the
Black
worst
culture.
things. And it's rule number one. And then, like, the reason why people don't just go outright, tell on them is because they have to deal with the responsibility of breaking up those communities. Like, a lot of people live with a veil over their eyes, so it's like them being the person that, took that off, they're going to be the target.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, especially at Notre Dame. So if you're telling on somebody at Notre Dame, it's like, all right, you're ruining their future. They got the college, blah, 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 they family. You know what I mean? They're the token. So it's like, when you shine light on the,
Bad
their
things are
their
doing.
true nature,
Yeah.
everybody's not going to be accepted to that. you
No.
know?
I
I
think
mean-
that's the thing. It's a defense mechanism, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's a whole system that is against us, like Black people, right? There's a whole system of white supremacy that is like trying to prove that we are, dumb or more violent or all these things. And so then when you snitch, or when you talk, or when you make an open secret like a problem, like when you like call the police or whatever, prosecute these people,
Yeah.
now you're inviting the oppressor. Like, you're inviting the police, you're inviting all these like bad elements into it. And sometimes because of the structure of racism, it might be easier to just keep it an open secret, keep the children away from all these things, to let that person pass,
Yeah.
to protect the community. And then kind of going back to what you said, so for one of my classes we had to do a genealogram, which is when you like go through your family tree, and you show like, my grandpa was born here and my grandma was born here, all these things. And I like had to interview my mom and dad, and I've learned a lot about my family and this idea, at least in Haiti, of like outside children.
Oh, yeah, we
of,
all
like,
have them.
Yeah, right. Like, these are people who are like, oh, this is my grandpa's child, but not my grandma's
Yes.
child,
Yeah.
right? And how there's so many uncles that I just assumed were like family friends that I called uncle, because we just call everybody uncle.
Hey,
And I
don't
was
don't we
like,
know Auntie would
right?
be your cousin?
Exactly. Like, any adult male is an uncle now, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And now realizing, oh, the reason that they're like semi-related is because they're really like stepchildren, or really like outside
Yeah.
children. And I was like, didn't know this, and I'm 26 now, finding out
Yeah.
like
It's
who my
true.
real uncles are.
Yeah, I am too. And it's funny because some of them don't even know that I know. But anyways, though.
The tea.
Blake, what you got, man?
Mine's pretty simple. It's basically about the infrastructure bill, and it's $3.5 trillion public spending bill. And it's right now the Senate is having trouble deciding on what they want to do. But I just basically wanted to bring it to the audience because it's like, how do we feel about taxing the rich? Right now, the United States is dealing with one of the biggest, debt crisis they've ever had. Soon we're not going to be able to pay the interest on our debt. So I don't know how China's going to get their money back, but we're about to be facing some problems pretty soon.
Oh, here we
And
go.
then I was reading another article, and it basically mentioned, black people's reparations, right? So they're thinking about giving us money. And I'm just wondering, what that would look like. When I looked into the bill, they mentioned stuff about education, healthcare, developing roads and waterways, because, our highways are trash right now, our roads are trash, destroying my tires.
Oh man, especially in South Bend.
Right?
God,
I mean, New Orleans is crazy. But also money's going towards electric cars, all types of stuff. And
Infrastructure.
I feel like it's a necessity right now. And I was just, bringing it to y'all to see what were y'all feelings.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, I'm pretty clearly tax the rich, eat the rich, billionaires should not exist type. I feel like literally it's just like I did econ in my undergrad, and I feel like after coming out of 4 years of that, I realized the entire economic system is set up to funnel wealth upwards, right? And the only means we have for and we're not even talking about equality or any of those higher level things. We're just talking about survival
Yes,
and things that make sense, for our system to not crumble, because right now it really is. And that involves at least some redistribution, that involves taxing the rich. And historically, they have been taxed at way higher rates. The time that we're living now is one of the lowest that they're taxed, at least in the US. And this leads to problems. This leads to the smartest, best people, of our, economy, you could say, working for problems of the rich and not for societal problems that need to be solved, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're a scientist, you're not gonna go work, let's say, on climate change or how to help fix that. You're gonna go work for whatever a rich person needs you to do, build their house bigger. I don't know. I don't know rich people problems.
Okay.
I ain't got 'em.
I wish
I'll tell you
I had
that.
rich people problems, and this is it just leads to an entire society crumbling because you're only catering to rich people. So
I get it.
yes, absolutely, tax them more.
I get it. No.
Tax,
Tax
eat
'em.
them, and put they behinds over rice, because like a real Southern meal, because it's really ridiculous. And as much as I want to say tax the rich, eat the rich, I am so scared of the violent plan that will be executed and the vulnerable communities that will be impacted by the crash of any economic stability overall.
Yeah.
And so I am scared.
Because here's the thing, some people are still struggling because of COVID.
Yes.
People lost their
Right.
jobs. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like adding insult to injury. How much can someone suffer before they just start stealing?
Tearing stuff down.
And tearing stuff down. So, I mean, it's-
I'm the
pretty
first
close.
one.
No, I'm
I've
just
been waiting on my moment. I've been waiting on my moment.
I know,
gonna
right?
I need me a new TV. Let me stop.
listen,
Hilarious.
I'm gonna edit that part out. Y'all didn't hear that.
But we're in agreement with Obama. Obama basically had that opinion, and it's basically because after his presidency, he had 70 million, right? He did a book deal for another 100 million, and then him and his wife did a movie deal for another 75 million, right?
Okay.
He's talking about M's, and I just think that's interesting because he's saying, we can afford it, you know what I mean? And then on a whole nother, note, we have Des Bryant criticizing Colin Kaepernick, saying he didn't really build jobs, develop this and that. But it was crazy. I don't really think he was informed enough to say that because, all of the foundations he's involved in, the what's it called? Now You See Me?
Is that it?
Something.
I have not kept up with
I ain't
Kaepernick.
gonna lie. I don't know. I'm
Sorry.
trying to just graduate.
I know you gotta know your rights on page.
Right. But it brings back the point, are the rich responsible for social
Yes.
concerns, bringing awareness?
Absolutely.
And, that ties back into the taxes because if you want to, really help out, give a brother some government funding.
Help!
Yeah.
Help me,
Right.
Government
please.
going broke.
Oh my God.
Government going broke. Social Security. All I know is I want my money that I've been paying on Social Security if I'm not receiving any of those funds by the time I make 65, because they take out of my coins.
You gotta just start making your bed with that one. You're not getting that
I want my money. I want my money.
We need a better relationship with the government as far as them identifying us. And I don't mean them tracking us, but I feel like the whole Social Security thing is a scandal because, you know, somebody has my identity. And I don't know who it is, but they've been flourishing off of this whole COVID thing. And,
Have they now?
you know what I mean? And I just feel like the government was closed. I couldn't even get into contact with nobody. It was a whole process.
Wait, so your identity really got fully stolen?
No, I'm not even joking right now. Like, this is
Oh.
serious. No, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, he ain't
It is.
It's a big deal.
Certain
But look,
things you can't undo.
Right.
But this is the thing. This is the point I'm trying to make. It's like, you know, I called them. It was a process. When I really called, it was machines, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get my answer. And it's like, wow, I have to go through all of this process, and I am who I say I am.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, do I have to go to a court for them to believe me? I feel like that's a lot.
It was easier to steal your identity than to get it back.
Right. Like, I'm about to go on to
Absolutely.
And you know what? His point made me think about, because I was scrolling on Twitter, and I just love seeing conversations about COVID. And this realization really hit me, and I think about it all the time. Someone said it is really, really scary that the main reason why people don't want to get the COVID vaccine is because they think they're being microchipped by the government.
I recall hearing
That
that
is the main reason. Like, honestly, I don't see too many people saying, oh, it doesn't work, it's not effective. They just fully mistrust the reasons why the government is encouraging, influencing us to get the vaccine. And I'm like, that's a major issue.
Yeah.
If the main reason why people don't want to get it is because there's mistrust in the government. Not mistrust in the scientists, not mistrust in the science, but mistrust in the government.
Yeah.
And it's funny because on the back of the dollar it says, "In God we trust."
Okay.
I don't know who we trust at this point, besides
It ain't God no more neither.
it's not. Sorry, Jesus.
Somebody needs to come delegate the weather, the economic funds, and everything. We need new delegation because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like I worked doing vaccination efforts in Virginia and Maryland this summer, losing my mind. And so it was hard to knock on people's doors, like black people, black community, and then be like, oh, you should go out, we're having a vaccine clinic, right? And then knowing the historical, like what the US government has done to black people. And these are people like who are like of lower socioeconomic status, like living in projects, all of that, right? And so I fully understand why they're hesitant. I fully understand why they don't want the vaccine, and then here I am. Don't want to use the word I'm about to use, but here I am, like on the government side, you know what I mean? Like in the master's house being like, oh, you have to come out and get your vaccine so that you can get back to work.
supporting the
government.
government.
Yeah, right? Like,
Traitor.
Supporting the system, all the hierarchies right there.
yeah, they
Working
got
for
me,
the
fam.
system right now, that's crazy.
No,
Nah,
I'm telling
but,
you.
you know, I'm vaccinated.
I am too. Listen, I mean, at Notre Dame, they needed us to be.
They
Anyways,
needed us to be. That money got to keep circulating, baby.
right, and they need us here. Hey, Jeremy, can you run that video for us really quick? So I want you to check out two videos. I'll show you the first one really quick. It's pretty interesting that I saw on Instagram.
I actually am 1.4% Nigerian African. I'm a sister, okay?
So,
Did she say I'm a sister?
What is the
Wait,
context?
sister.
was it 1.4 was it 1.2?
She said it's only she said
it's a one.
We rounded up or down.
a sister.
What is okay? I just want to know what the greater point she was trying. Is she trying to say she could say the N word? Like,
Wait,
what
wait,
was
wait,
she
wait,
trying
what
to
was the
say?
point, though?
I need to say like 15 seconds before this
What
point.
was she
There was
trying-
nothing
'cause
else
you
before that.
know
That's all I
it-
got.
You know that it had to be some BS. Like,
Exactly.
you know that she
And
wasn't
she got her
Yeah.
fellow, you know,
I'm a sister.
She got a homegirl in the back
she got
too.
a homegirl in the back.
She can't even say sister correctly. Like,
I'm a sister.
Listen,
that
she said she's gonna
thing?
get hers in. And so we got the other one. So this one I saw, I hollered yesterday. So we'll check this one out. And tell me if you think this is true.
How to know if you're being roasted by black people.
You have a piece of clothing or an item on, and they begin congratulating you.
Hold on, my
Boy, that hoe's clean.
showering you with adoration. You are being roasted. This happened to me recently. I got off the train. I was wearing a clog sock combo.
Let me get my son.
Let me get my son. No, right.
Oh, God.
This is
That's crazy.
So, do you believe that whenever, and I'm speaking from experience, 'cause I've done it too. But do you think that whenever, do you think this is true? Like, this is what we do? Like Blake, oh, those shoes clean. I got a whole group of folks. Now we know the backstory is that we know that they look like trash.
Yeah.
So
But we're trying to
look,
make you feel good.
I just want to say
Absolutely.
black people do that.
Of course we do.
But it just depends. Second thing, these are clean.
I like being used as an example.
And third, I just feel like it just depends on the moment. It is funny.
They really do depend on the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they for a second they'll be like, yeah, I'm looking nice. And then they'll really see what you're doing, and it just be so hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
you start
had
questioning
no
yourself, like,
clue.
you know what? I see what you're doing,
Yep.
bro.
And the
Like-
friend groups, it also depends on the friend groups that you're around. Because you know, it's
Oh,
some
yeah.
friends that you can like play with out loud in front of
Uh-huh.
others and they're cool. And then those friends where you can't. Because see me, I still wear my ankle socks to this day. And all my friends in high school will be dragging for me right now.
Really?
And they see,
Ashy ankles.
ashy
Oh, ashy
ankle just
ankles.
out
Ashy
here
ankles,
thugging.
ashy the elbows.
Ashy.
I'm checking for it.
Oh,
Every time.
I pull down my pants.
I'm so self-conscious. That's why I carry some lotion in my backpack.
Everyone does, do we not all?
No,
carry lotion?
no,
We do.
I back to other people
I
who are
don't.
non-black, and a lot of people don't carry lotion.
Yo,
Yeah.
they were not bullied as
I was
children.
gonna say I don't know, but this skin gets ashy and it's very noticeable because I'm melanated. So I'm sorry, I keep lotion.
They got to melanated. Oh, not melanated. Lotion and hand sanitizer.
Yes,
carry around
lotion.
Hand sanitizer is a big thing now.
Yeah, it is. It is. But
I-
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's just all in jest. Like we're all just, you know what I mean,
Oh,
having
yeah.
a good time.
I mean, and you
that,
know your
like-
people.
And you like gas someone up to tear them
Ooh.
down.
No,
Like
yeah.
that's the. It's
Yeah.
more fun if we build you up.
Exactly.
build them up
And
first.
then
Legs.
sweep your legs.
Build them at the
The
legs.
thing is, we don't have to even tell anyone that we're joking. We just know just from the energy and
Yeah.
from the way that we're saying it.
Right.
We know how sarcasm
Well, part
works
of me
out.
is like, did that guy not know? Because this video was this guy explaining how you know when you're being roasted by
Yes.
black. Did he not know that? Do
I
people
guess
not realize
He
that
not-
we
he
don't
knew
mean
not. He knew not.
you're wearing plywood
But-
white socks?
Listen, I'm telling you, so it's a thing. So black people, we special. We got our own thing going on. But hey, y'all, we about to wrap this show up. But thank you all so much. Any parting words before we get out of here?
Y'all be safe.
All right, I bet. Listen, y'all take it easy. We'll see you next week. Bye.